to be happy.
Hi, what is the purpose of our life? Somehow we all want to be happy, right? But then we have this misunderstanding of happiness and we think that happiness is hard to define. Dalai Lama says that it's possible to train our mind to be happy. He says that it's a gradual process, but then it's possible that we can train our mind. So, external circumstances can actually affect our happiness. So, say, for example, that we won a lottery, right? We will be happy for some time, but then research says this happiness will go down and we will come back to our baseline level of happiness. So, no matter what happens outside, we always come back to a baseline level of happiness. So, external circumstances can affect our happiness, but then it cannot produce long lasting happiness. Dalai Lama says the right state of mind can produce happiness. Dalai Lama says that there are three important habits that we can cultivate to improve our happiness. The first one is compassion. Compassion is a wish to see others free from suffering. So he says we'll have to be empathetic to understand the other person from their own perspective. And we can also look at the commonalities between us and the other person. So, say for example, that a cab driver is charging you extra and then you're feeling angry about it. So, what you can do is you can slow down and then look at the commonalities between you and the cab driver. Maybe both of you had a long day. Maybe both of you are hungry and both of you want to go back to their home to see their family. So, then you can look at it from the cab driver's perspective. So, in case if he is charging you extra, probably you can be more empathetic and compassionate and be patient and not get angry with him. So, this way of practicing compassion will help us to increase our happiness. So, the second habit that we can cultivate to increase our happiness is intimate connections. So, Dalai Lama says he had a lot of intimate connections with a large array of people. So even he also went to the level of expressing and talking about state affairs to the lady who was cleaning the floors. So he says that we can connect with people and have more deeper connections with all the people around us. So this way of having deep connections can help us to be happy. The third habit to practice to increase our happiness is spirituality. Spirituality is not necessarily dependent on a particular religion. Dalai Lama says it's basically being compassionate to the other person, caring for the other person, and wanting the best for the other person. So, in case if we get angry and if we want to shout and insult the other person, just refraining ourselves and not insulting the other person is spirituality. Even though Dalai Lama spends about 4 hours every day practicing spirituality, doing prayers on mantras, he says that not necessarily doing all the prayers and mantras is spirituality. Just being compassionate to others around us and caring for the other people is basic spirituality. Suffering is a natural and inevitable quality of life, right? It happens to all of us. If we try to ignore and then avoid suffering, it's only a temporary solution. But then when we go through suffering, our mindset is of paramount importance. Our mindset is very important. So generally, we can look at the same scenario and look at it in a both positive way or in a negative way. Usually, there will be both positives and negatives associated with it. And then there are alternative angles in which we can look at the same thing. So, say there is an obstacle. If you think that, why me? Why does this always happen to me? And then probably what will happen is we'll keep perpetuating the pain, we will keep living in the past, and then we will not be able to do anything about it. The other way of looking at it is we can find purpose in suffering. We can actually think about why a change is needed and then change and have this as the determination and have this as a conviction to change and do something about it. So you can say, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What can I do about it? And there are two different ways to look at the same suffering. And he says, anger, fear, and hatred are like poisons. Research also says that these can actually have a negative impact on our health. It can increase the risk of heart disease. Anger is basically due to not having contentment in life. So he says we can probably find contentment and reduce our anger. So the next time we get angry, we can probably take a time out, take a pause, and then reflect on it. So what triggered my anger? What factors in? Why did I get angry? So pausing and analyzing the situation can actually help us. And anxiety is usually associated with low confidence or low self-confidence or low self-esteem. So be comfortable with yourself and understand your own limitations and your own capabilities. So be okay to say that, yeah, I don't know something, or I don't know how to do this, and know your own capabilities. So this way will gradually help you to increase the self-confidence, and your anxiety will slowly start to go down. So to eliminate negativity, look at the positive stuff and try to increase your positive emotions. Look at the things that you already have and be grateful about having it. Research also says that changing this mindset and removing the distorted mindset can actually increase our level of happiness. This is a long and a gradual process. It requires sustained effort. So keep working on it and increase your level of happiness. This was taken from a beautiful book called The Heart of Happiness by Dalai Lama. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Easy to Be Happy. I'll see you again next week. Thank you.